All right, let's do this. Hi. This random mess that I'm sitting on at the moment is pretty appropriate considering that that's pretty much what the EEVblog has been over the last 10 years, is just a random eclectic mess of content. I started, yes, it is the 10th anniversary, just snuck up on me today. April 4th, 2009 is when I created the EEVblog YouTube channel, and I'll get into the history, what I can remember off the top of my head. But up front, I just wanted to say a huge thanks to everyone who has watched, subscribed, donated, helped out, contributed to the forum, done all sorts of things over the last 10 years to make this ridiculous thing possible. So yeah, I don't know what more to say. Huge thanks to everyone who's been involved in the EEVblog in any small way over the years. So yeah, that's it. Awesome. Thanks everyone. It's been terrific. Now, yeah, April, I think it was probably like April 2nd or something like that. I think it might have even been a little bit before that. But anyway, I got this idea that I'd start this video blog just talking about whatever. I saw that, YouTube had been around for a few years, and I saw people doing some things, and there really wasn't much, if anything, out there for engineering. There certainly wasn't a regular episodic content, for want of a better word, where like people would upload just regular content. It was more like random stuff. So I came up with the idea. In fact, the original idea is what turned into the Amp Hour. I was actually going to do a radio like a podcast thing, because I had the podcasting mic for another project which I'll link in, and I thought, hey, I've got a good podcasting mic, I'll do this podcast thing. And then I thought, well, no one's going to want to listen to me talk to myself, like just, I don't know what, interview myself, I don't know, just talk about random stuff on my own. It seemed a bit boring, so I shelved that and decided to do video. So I grabbed a 320, an old webcam that I had, 320 by 200 resolution, and it never even occurred to me to like shoot it in the lab, my like hobby lab that I had out in my garage. And so I just sat at my computer desk, I propped it up, and I just like pressed exactly what we have today. I just went, and back then you had a 10-minute time limit on YouTube. So I just press record, and then I decided, well, oh, no, thought someone's coming in. Press record, I'm waiting for the carpet people to turn up to do the other half of the lab. Check out my video on the second channel if you haven't seen it. That's why I'm sitting on this. This is a bench, upside down, symmetrical bench stacking. Haven't seen this sort of thing since the Philadelphia mass turbulence of 1947. Anyway, yeah, I press record and I started talking about things, and I thought, like, an EEVblog, well, back then it didn't even have a name. I thought that I'd have multiple things in the one video. I think I had a book review, or like a chip of the week kind of thing, and a product review, which is the original Rigol oscilloscope, and all that sort of stuff. And then I can't remember how I edited that together. I got it just down under the 10-minute mark, but there was no script. I just pressed record and started talking. And then I uploaded it onto my personal YouTube channel at first. I didn't actually have the EEVblog YouTube separate channel for it. And then I posted it on the Oz Electronics Usenet forum, which I was a big member of. I was one of the top posters over there back in the day. And I thought maybe, look, I'd be happy if 50 or 100 people or a couple of hundred people watched this thing, I'd be stoked. And it turns out, yep, 50 people watched it the same day, and everyone was asking, when's the next episode? Okay. And so I did another episode, decided to move it out to the garage lab, which was 4 or 5 square, it wasn't bigger than 5 square meters. It's like 4 square meters, and that had 2 benches and a narrow thing to put my chair like this, and the camera was right up in my face, and as it was just horrible. It was un-air conditioned, so you'd see sweat pouring down my head for, in summertime. You get the birds chirping in the background and all sorts of stuff. The lighting, the camera, the audio, it was all horrible. But, that was the early days of YouTube. And I just thought that was great. I loved getting the feedback from this. It's very different to today where, you know, like kids are earning millions of dollars a year creating YouTube content, right? It'd be a full-time YouTuber. But back when in 2009, I don't know, I have to go through the history of it, but I don't think there was, or maybe even a handful of people just scraping by in the whole world trying to make a living from making YouTube videos. It just wasn't thought of back then. You just did it because you wanted to share content and you wanted to have fun. And I've always shared content. I've published my magazine projects and stuff like that back when I was a kid. And I've always had that the technical website. I've always loved getting feedback. I'd get, back before the blog, I would get like dozens and dozens of emails a week, even letters back in the day where I had to like handwrite a reply, lick a stamp, send it back to them, and that's how I replied from my webpage back in the day. And so I've always been sharing content like that, which has been the rewarding part of doing this, and it's still why I do it, and it's still why I read all the comments and I try and reply where possible. It's why I contribute to the forum. I'm a forum nerd, and had no idea. I thought maybe if like wildest dreams, 1,000 people might watch me, and then that happened in next to no time. And within, I think, 2 years, it was 2 years, I was up to 10,000 subscribers, and I thought, how's there 10,000 people in the world that want to watch just this random thing of just me just bumming around in the lab, basically doing whatever came to my mind. To this day, 10 years later, I still don't have much of an idea what my next video is. There's still no script. There's still nothing. I just switch on the camera, press record. Maybe it's a bit more than that these days. You know, I might think about it for 5 minutes before I press the record button, but it's still exactly the same as it was 10 years ago. In 2011, I had 10,000. I think I did a video at the 1 year mark. I was looking at the subscriber growth and I went, wow, maybe in 5 years time I could like maybe scrape a living doing this full time and like actually projecting the numbers and stuff like that. It turns out only a year later in April 2011, almost 2 years exactly later, that I was retrenched from Altium. They packed up and moved to China, and I still was not earning enough money from the views from the blog business and my side business selling kits and stuff like that to actually make a full-time living from this. And we were a month away from having our first child, and Mrs. EEVblog said, go out and get a real job. None of this YouTube rubbish, you know, it's good on the side, but so I got a contract design, went back to contract design engineering and did that for probably another 6 months. But anyway, then some advertisers started to roll in for the EEVblog forum, which I totally didn't expect. The forum's been a huge beast in its own right that's just grown. It just started out, somebody mentioned, hey, why don't you have a forum so that we can just chat about each episode and stuff. Yeah, great. I had forums. I set up forums in the past for different things. I set up the Oz Electronics Yahoo group forum, for those who remember, for the few people who remember that, before when Yahoo groups was a thing. And I had various forums on other websites for projects I was working on and stuff like that. So I set up a forum, and it just organically grew over the years to one of the world's leading engineering forums now, which is fantastic. And I'm a forum nerd, so yeah, 2 a.m. in the morning, there I am on the forum. Can't help myself. So that's been a very big surprise. There's so many people on the forum who don't even know that I make videos. They're on the forums, just an engineering forum, and they go, who's this Dave Jones guy? I don't know, he runs the forum. They have no clue I have a YouTube channel, which is great. I love it. And so yeah, 2009, so I went full time. Some things started to come into place, and advertisers came in, a forum sponsor came in, who's still there today, Supply Frame. So thank you very much. And that tipped the money over where the wife was happy that I could actually continue to do this as a full-time living. And it was very flexible and stuff like that. So Anyway, so I've been doing this full-time for 8 years now. So this is the 10th anniversary today, but almost to the day, 8 years when I started this full-time. So I started with 10,000 subscribers, and it took me, I don't know when I hit 100,000 subscribers and got the YouTube Silver Award, but they didn't send me the YouTube Silver Award for another, like year and a half, 2 years later or something like that. So I think I was like 200,000 plus subscribers before they sent me my YouTube Silver Award. And now it's what, 640,000? I still cannot believe there's that many people who watch my content and go, oh, I'll subscribe to that. But of course, the problem with a channel like mine is that it's really an eclectic mix of content. I think I do like a dozen or 2 dozen different, over a dozen different types of videos, so that's impossible to keep everyone happy. I've done videos on this topic before, so that's why my subscriber to view ratio, the people who view versus the number of subscribers, is not as high as more focused channels and stuff like that. So, but hey, I thank you to everyone who has been watching and following along, and like over the years, because I've watched YouTube channels over the years, and I've slowly, you know, like I thought I used to watch every single video, and then my interest change or life changes or whatever. 10 years is a long time, and I just slowly stopped watching or drifted onto other interests and things like that. But there's people who have been still watching. They keep telling me all the time, watching from episode 1, or they've been watching from the garage days, you know, which is fantastic. And yeah, I'm still doing exactly the same thing. This is basically just my hobby lab. I don't do any real, kind of sort of working on some professional projects and stuff like that here, but it's basically, this is just my hobby lab, and this is still just a hobby channel, really. Although it's aimed at some, you know, professional content and stuff like that, but really it's just me bumming around in the lab doing whatever interests me that day, because I don't really have a plan. So talking about the future, a lot of people are saying, where am I going to be in 10 years time? Well, hopefully still doing the same thing, because I love this. There's been so many YouTubers out there who have, it's almost trendy these days to do a burnout video where you know, they're just so bummed out that they get on camera and go, look, I haven't made a video for 6 months because I'm burned out and I want to get back into it, get my life in order and stuff like that. I'm definitely not one of those. I just love bumming around in my lab. To think that I can do this as a full-time living, it's mind-blowing. It really is. It's fantastic. So yeah, no plans no plans to burn out anytime soon, let me tell you. I'm just too enthusiastic. I just love just bumming around with electronics stuff. Although the one plan I do have, which I started and I never followed through because half-ass, you know, that's the EEVblog. That should be the EEVblog logo, you know, half-ass content with lots of enthusiasm. And I started the EEV Discover channel, where I thought I'd go out and visit locations and stuff like that, and maybe get the videos professionally edited and have like a season, like, you know, this is season 1 and you'll have 6 or 10 episodes or something like that. And I still actually have plans to that. In fact, considering that I can't really do anything today, I've started this last week. I'm going to start emailing people today to get access to, hopefully, get access to some cool places, cool things that I can go and look at, starting in my, you know, in Sydney, and then maybe branching out if I find something worthy to travel, you know, a decent distance for. So, but that's the plan. So whether or not I actually go through, so you'll hopefully see some of that content, but it could take a while. I plan to shoot it and then maybe edit it, because I think it would work better as a series. And I don't plan to put that on the main channel. I did a survey on this, and half the people said main channel, half the people said no, make it EEV Discover. And I kind of want to make more dedicated channel content. So the plan is to stick with the EEVblog, just doing what I've always done, just a random eclectic mix of content, whatever happens to interest me, you know, a couple of times a week. Hopefully still trying to keep up a couple of videos a week, but yeah, a lot of the business stuff gets in the way though, unfortunately. Because like I've now got a full-time employee, David, I've got a part-time employee, Suze, who comes in and does the packing and shipping and stuff like that for me. Just the business side of things, that's a bit of a drag. You know, it's not just me bumming around in a lab. There's a lot of like annoying business stuff that needs to be taken care of, and that's a bit of a drag. But anyway, I hopefully will be doing that sort of content. So let me know in the comments down below if you want that on the EEV Discover channel. I think I will, and because it's more focused. I like the idea of having a channel that's focused on one type of content. So keep the EEV blog for the random mix, EEV2 just for the, you know, just for the less polished random crap that I upload there. That's all. That within the next year, I could hit 100,000 subscribers on my second channel. Well, I could get a YouTube Silver Award for the... Do they still give out the Silver Awards? If you don't know, last time I checked, there were almost 90,000 channels that have 100,000 subscribers, i.e. a YouTube Silver Award. It's probably hit 100,000 by now, actually. And the number of that have 1 million subscribers is, I don't know, it's in the like 10,000 or something. Like, it's crazy. It's huge. It's like 5,000 channels or something. It's enormous. And I've done a video on this where I used to be ranked like 5,000th in the world, and now I think I'm 35,000th in the world. It's not because my channel's going downhill. It's not. My channel is going up. It's had constant growth from day one. It's been phenomenal, almost linear growth with an occasional little jump up when I level up in our YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been constant growth, but there's just been an explosion of all these other channels and stuff like that, which is fantastic. So yeah, I like that I'm actually going down in the rankings, because it means there's more people out there doing this and producing cool content, which is awesome. But you know, there's a lot of, I just tweeted something today about all these kid videos and stuff like that. 1 billion views per video. 1 billion. And they got like 45 million subscribers. It's crazy. Anyway, I still like the U in YouTube, and you know, that's why like PewDiePie, for example, is still great, because it's basically just a guy in his room. You know, that's pretty much it. And that's what I am. I'm just a guy in my lab. Yeah, it's not a bad hobby lab, let me tell you. It's certainly changed from the dusty days of the the garage, that's for sure. If you want to know the secret to getting this far, it's just persistence, doing the same video, no, not the same video, doing content over and over. Just keep producing content, and hopefully people will like it and subscribe and keep on watching. And if you keep on making stuff people like, they keep on watching. But like, channels always grow and change and stuff like that, and I've done that. You've probably seen a lot of people say it's not like it used to be, and I've done videos explaining how, yeah, it pretty much still is. I'm still doing the eclectic mix of content that I always have. So it's not changed too much, but yeah, it's probably, things are a lot more polished. I spend more time editing my videos these days than I used to. Just a little bit more attention to detail. Just trying to, you know, I'll spend time trying to cut out to make the video a minute shorter. So I'll cut out the ums and ahs and take out, you know, if I say something twice, which is a little, I used to repeat myself a lot, probably having this video. Anyway, it's a one-take wonder, this one. I used to repeat myself a lot back in the early videos, and I didn't edit that sort of stuff out. Now I would edit. That's what I would notice and edit. That sort of thing. But yeah, I'm still just a one-man band doing a video. It's just me and a camera and no script, press record, and away we go. Edit and upload. So publish and be damned, as they say. So yeah, I hope you continue to watch. Let me know your thoughts down below of what you want to see in the blog in the next 10 years. Do you want me to get into that more? Do you want to see that more polished content? Do you want me to get out of the lab? Because I certainly do. I want to be locked in the lab for 10 years. You get less for murder, right? So I think getting out might be a good thing. But yeah, it's easy to get complacent, though. And that's the thing. It's easy. Hopefully, people don't think that my content's been getting, in any way, been getting complacent in producing the content and stuff like that. I try not to be. You know, there's occasional weeks where I'm not as enthusiastic as some other week, but yeah, that happens. That's just life stuff. Anyway, yeah, I got grey hair now. Back when I started, I didn't have the grey hair. I'm 10 years older, which is crazy. But to do this full time for 8 years, fantastic. So thank you to everyone who's subscribed and helped and maintained the forum. Simon and Jeff and other guys who have maintained the forum and the websites and helped out and offered help and assistance and stuff like that. It's really appreciated. Because it would have been much harder to do a lot of this stuff on my own. So yeah, thank you very much. And here's to another 10 years, I guess, of producing, I don't know, random content. Let me know your thoughts of what you want to see, what direction you want to see the, am I still traveling okay? Am I not doing okay? Is it going downhill for you? Please don't speak for anyone else. I hate, I try and read all the comments, but nothing's more silly than, here we go, I'm going to have a rant. Nothing's more silly than someone who tries to speak for everyone. We don't like this. Like, who's we? No, you speak for yourself, so please. But yeah, I do try and read not all the comments, can't possibly do it. I still get 80 to 100,000 views a day. I don't know how many comments a day. It's just crazy. But if you want me to read your comments, the best time to do it is just after I release the video. So in the hours or the day after I release the video, that's when I'm reading the comments. I typically don't go back to old videos and read new comments on old videos and stuff like that. I do occasionally. There's a feature in YouTube where you can go through and it just shows all your latest comments across all my, 1,200 videos, or 1,400, I think, on the main channel, plus another 400 on the second channel, or whatever. So I do that occasionally, but I more like to comment on the fresh content and stuff like that. And as always, you can reach me on the forum, or dave@eevblog.com. Send me an email. I still read all my email. I do have a specific fan email address, and I sort of read those more in bulk. Kind of stuff. So I do read everything, so apologies if I can't reply. I do get a huge volume of email, but I do read everything, and can't read everything on the forum because there's 800,000 posts a day on the forum. I used to read every single message on the forum. No one could do it. No single person could do it. Not a chance. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. That's single take. I'm not going to edit this because I don't have an editing computer. There's nothing here. It's just it's just a pile of mess. Anyway, yeah, hopefully the carpet's coming in today and then I'll move everything back. Sorry if there's no content for the next week. It could take us a week to set this thing up again to get back. But yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts down below of all the stuff you want to see. So thank you, everyone who's watched and subscribed. I've said all that. Thanks. Catch you next time. Where's the bloody stop button?
Hi, welcome to the EEVblog, an electronics engineering video blog of interest to anyone involved in electronics design. I'm your host, Dave Jones.